Yep. Hey, it's James and Michael here with the Crypto Guys. In today's video, the Canadian government threatening to lock bank accounts. And we have a huge red candle on Bitcoin. So make sure you watch this entire video. And please, if you like this content, smash that like button. So Michael, fellow Canadian, what is going on in Canada?
Well, there it is, right? This is crazy. And Canada says it will freeze the bank accounts of Freedom Convoy truckers. And I think this is exactly why the crypto community likes decentralized finance, because they're not able to freeze a MetaMask wallet, let's say, which I'm a big believer in, right? So I think that's a big point of today's video. And
for sure.
Yeah. So what do you think about that, Jamie? That they're freezing the bank account?
Well, to give the backstory,
well,
for those who don't,
right? They threatened. They didn't actually do it yet.
Yeah, exactly. So to give you the backstory, maybe about less than a month ago, a bunch of Canadian truckers began to protest the fact that they had to be vaccinated. I think it was to cross the border. Of course, there's all the time. Now, most of the truckers are vaccinated, but some are not. And Canada's been through really, I think, in many ways, draconian measures during the pandemic. And so people are tired and fed up. So anyways, the truckers began to protest. And at first, Canadian Prime Minister Trudeau, what he did was said, oh, this is just a small fringe group. And then that seemed to fuel the fire. And then pretty soon this thing spread across the country, and all these trucks ended up coming to the capital, to Ottawa, Canada, and then just parking their trucks in the middle of the street, kind of shutting the city down. And then they had to invoke emergency measures. But an interesting point is these protests have then spread into the US, they're spreading around the world, all because these Canadian truckers. So whether you agree with them or not, all of us have this right to protest. And the thing in Canada, at least, is that you are innocent until proven guilty. So when actually, let's go back to that story, because I want to read just a couple of the lines from this.
Can I ask something though? Like,
yeah,
I agree you have a right to protest, just to play the other side, right? I'm not saying I'm on the side of the government, because I'm really against them freezing bank accounts. But let me ask you this, right? Are they illegally blocking? Just asking, right? Is it illegal to block the road? Isn't that what the point of the Canadian government, Trudeau, is making?
For sure. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. In terms of, is this a peaceful protest? Well, it's peaceful, but it's they're breaking the law in terms of like blocking traffic, right? So it says here in the story, the Canadian government has warned that it will freeze the bank accounts and suspend the vehicle insurance of truckers who continue to form blockades in protest of vaccine mandates as the country declares a national emergency to quell the resulting gridlock. This is about following the money. This is about stopping financing of these illegal blockades. So just a couple comments. For sure, it's illegal to block a road and so you can get a ticket for that. I guess you could get arrested for that. But back in Canada, you are innocent until proven guilty. But if the government just starts freezing bank accounts, it's like the reverse. You're guilty, and we're not going to let you have access to your money, feed your kids, pay your truck insurance so that you can't continue to work or whatever it might be.
That's just crazy. I'm
sorry. It is crazy.
I really disagree with that. I mean, you know, I am Canadian, by the way, in case you're like wondering, and I disagree 100% with the government having the power to freeze my bank accounts. Come on. What are we talking about here, right? Like, you know, if they break the law, arrest them. That's exactly right. There's no point, you know, they should not have a right to freeze their bank accounts. No, anyway, I'm totally against it. Just why I have a MetaMask like wallet. Government will never freeze my MetaMask wallet because it's decentralized finance. All right.
Yeah, you can see why some governments are so resistant to cryptocurrency. And back to that article, there was one line that said, you know, we have to follow the money. This is about following the money. That's the language you use when you're trying to get drug traffickers, when you're trying to find, like, you know, big high crimes. And here's Canada, like, we're going to freeze your bank account so we can follow the money trail. It's just ridiculous. So I'm not saying that it's right to park your truck in the middle of the street, but come on, as a government, that's overstepping, in my opinion. So like you said, this is one of the reasons why people are getting into crypto, the blockchain, because if you have a MetaMask wallet or whatever wallet that you have, the government can't come and freeze that yet until maybe they figure that out. I don't know. So you see the challenge here. The governments lose a lot of their power, and this is why banks. This is why we hope banks come on into crypto, because you can have a MetaMask wallet, but at the same time, you've got to get that money out somehow. And if you're in Canada, if you're a Canadian trucker who has crypto, and your accounts get frozen, and you've got all this MetaMask in your wallet, you can't get it out either. So there are ways,
but it's like if you have a friend in another crypto friendly country, you send him the crypto, he sends you to your Canadian bank account, through a friend, at least you're not completely stuck. Let's be honest here, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Bullshit that the government can just freeze your bank account, take away your food, take away your ability to pay your mortgage, take away the ability to take care of your kids. That's bullshit. Sorry, but I am fully against it.
Absolutely.
So that's my opinion.
Again, this is nothing about the pandemics or the politics of it. This is just about governments overstepping in a case like this. So, anyways, enough about that. Let's talk about Bitcoin, because yesterday we released a video as Warren Buffett had jumped into Bitcoin, and we were wondering what was going to happen. And we've got a big red candle. So what's going on, Michael?
Well, I said yesterday that it was really like, it didn't make any sense whatsoever, in my opinion, that after he bought, we were getting some red candles, right? Like, what's going on? And I said either a whale is like selling at the right time, but I don't think so. I think it's just very bearish right now. And so in order to understand that, probably we're going to have to go and look at the market, right, as indicators at the S&P 500. And look at that. Is nothing going on. Like, there's no reason to be dumping Bitcoin right now at all. It's a bit puzzling to me. It was a bit puzzling to me yesterday as well. I couldn't figure it out. Like, there's no reason to be dumping Bitcoin right now. But let's see what is going to happen when when the markets open. I guess they're not open yet. But we are getting a red candle. And the question is, what's going to happen, right? Are we going to go down more? And I think we're not. Let me tell you the reasons why. Is on the 1 hour, we are already oversold, okay, in the RSI. And you guys know that I mentioned that a couple of days ago, how we use the RSI tool, right, to analyze when is a bargain. So I did end up buying some at this price, because I do expect we will get a bounce. Now, I'm not saying we're going to break through, but you can see as well on the forward candles that there was a resistant building up here. That's what that resistant line is here, and then a whole bunch here, right? So I should zoom in a little bit. Yeah, but it is no guarantee with like Bitcoin, but these are the tools I would use. I would not go all in. I'm saying that I start to DCA by buying at this price, because on the 1 hour, it is a good deal, right? It is a bargain price. That's how I would look at it.
So let's just talk a little bit about your strategy and what you're going to do, depending on whether it continues to go down or continues to go up. How are you thinking?
Well, I'm not going to sell anything right now. For me, I'm accumulating, right? And I'm not really accumulating Bitcoin this time, because I think, a lot of people will say, well, what about Bitcoin, like dominance and all that? Yeah, I agree. But you can get some altcoins for very cheap right now, quality altcoins that are going to be around for many years to come. So why would I buy Bitcoin when it gives me less return, right? So I would prefer to buy altcoins. But my plan is that right now, what I see could happen, again, I use the RSI on the 4 hour. This is not a crash, okay? This is just very bearish. So in my opinion, it is possible that Bitcoin goes all the way back to 33. That's why I'm cash positive in case that happens, right? So, and what that would mean is the RSI would go below before going up, right? It might do this and then start going up again. And usually when you go from down there, right, you always get at least a 20% pump, even if it's like bearish, and a 20% pump would bring you back to 41, 42,000. Sorry, that's more than that. It would bring you probably here 40,000. If we go back to 33, and sometimes it's more like 25 or even more, right? So it could bring us back there again. You know what we really need to look at? And I spoke about that before, that once we are in this kind of zone, right, we need to look at the bull market support band, which is this. Gosh, it's a little bit, let me just take all that out. There we go. And so I said, the minute you go below, the minute you go below this kind of bullish band, that's going to determine you're bearish, right? And I said, back when that happened, if you watch my old videos, you will see that I said, we may stay in below this for at least 3 months. And the reason I said that is because last time we went under, guess what? We stayed under for 3 months before we broke through, right? And then we had a bounce on it, and then we went back up and we had a pump before we broke back down. So now we're very close to 3 months. If we want to look how long, I would say it's been 76 days. So maybe another 15
2 months
days.
and change. Yeah, 2 months and change.
Yeah. Now, so I think it's not surprised me that we didn't break through, is what I'm saying, because I've been saying this for a long time, that every time, almost every time that Bitcoin breaks through, goes down, right, it's going to be like that. And I know it looks very like busy. Let's get rid of this. But yeah, I would say like every time you should plan for like three months or so, right? So the other thing you can do, right, and I was telling that to like people, is let's see, what do I want? I want this tool here, bars pattern. Like if we were going to take the last crash and like try to move that right to where we are now, you can kind of get of an idea of, you know, maybe something like this. It's not exactly like perfect fit, but you can see we're very close, right, to having a breakthrough. But according to this, it will not be breaking through until March, right? 06 of like March, and even then not March, but this is going down. So they're probably about the 10th of March, we could have a breakthrough, right? If you look at it like that, like if history repeats itself, which it always does, right? So potentially what could happen is something like this, right? That we just like repeat what we've done. Might not be exactly fit in, but I would say it won't be too far from it. I would say like that.
It's so true about history repeating itself. And of course, you and I have spent many, many years in the coaching and transformation industry. And that's a lesson that was so clear, is that people's lives are on repeat. We just continue to live in the same loops over and over and over again. And we continue to live the same lives. And in the same way, the markets are like that. You know, sometimes we don't think about it, but when we look at these charts, in some ways, we're looking at the emotion of a collective group, whether that collective group feels great and they're trying to make money, or whether they're afraid and panicking. And so something you said yesterday in the video, when in doubt, zoom out. And that's just always a good reminder. If you're so focused on just the last 7 days of what's going on in Bitcoin, and you're trying to figure it out, that's why you've got to be able to zoom out and look for the patterns and see some of the things that are going on. And I'm just going to add here, just our disclaimer, of course, this is not financial advice. Like in any investment, you have got to do your own due diligence. That's
right. But just so we're clear, we have many resistance to break through, right? All of those need to be like breakthrough. But the thing is, over the long term, Bitcoin always goes up. That's what you can count on. So you're not making a mistake by accumulating Bitcoin, or in my case, mostly altcoins. I'm just going more with altcoins this time, because with altcoins, you can make a lot more than Bitcoin. And there's still a lot of good deals for altcoins, in my opinion, right now, which, by the way, should we mention, if you purchase $1,000 in MetaGold, you can get my crypto coaching, where I would recommend the altcoins that I'm personally investing in.
Yeah, absolutely. We don't always say that on the channel here, but we're big backers of MetaGold rewards. And so we'll leave a link in the channel here where you can find about MetaGold. MetaGold launched at the end of December last year and has done really well for its holders in terms of rewards. And it's a very stable investment. So we're definitely behind the project and pushing that. It's KYC certified. We have the tech audit. The liquidity pool is locked for 79 years. I actually don't know if I've ever seen that before, but that's a long time. So yeah, check out MetaGold. And one of the things that Michael had just mentioned is that when someone holds $1,000 worth of MetaGold, it unlocks access to Michael's crypto coaching. And as you can tell with all these videos, Michael knows what he's doing. And in the crypto coaching, he basically tells you, here's what he's trading, here's what he's buying, here's what he's buying at, here's what he's selling. And when he finds good deals, he lets that inner circle know. So if you would like that, go to MetaGold Rewards and hey, become part of the MetaGold family.
And invest the $1,000, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
fantastic.
So that's all we have to say about that. But so again, I'm bullish, by the way. I want to be clear, like, even though I said like, yeah, it could go back to like 33. I mean, people have to say, oh, you're saying it could go up, it could go down. I mean, you're not really saying anything. I am saying like something. I'm saying that I will buy at this level because I believe that it's going to go up. Let's be clear on that, right? So what's going on here? Hold on. Yeah, I'm saying that I'm buying at the current level now, which is right here. I'm buying here. But in case I'm wrong and it keeps going down, then I want to buy here and I want to buy here, but I'm not buying a lot, right? I would go all in probably at 33 or like 30, right? These would be the price I would be most comfortable to buy a lot. So I want to be cash positive in case that happens. That's the point, right? Cash positive.
Yeah.
By cash positive, I mean you have money to invest. You didn't invest all at the top. Now, somebody might ask, well, what do you do with the money that you've invested here and there and there? Well, you just hold it. You wait, be patient. Bitcoin will go back up. This is not financial advice. Bitcoin will go back up though, right? It will go back up. So
that goes back to the Warren Buffett quote about how the market is a transfer mechanism from the impatient to the patient. And absolutely. And that's why when you are investing, you've always got to have that mindset of like, you know, if I've got to be patient with this money and not be able to access it, I'm okay with that. That's a huge part of trading.
That's great question. That's right. You should not invest everything and then you need money, you have to sell. I mean that when I say that I go all in, I mean I still have money to pay all my expenses, right, for several months to come. I can wait, right? So this is the point. And of course, if you invest in MetaGold, you get passive income. So
that's true. That's true. Well, right. Good thing, Michael, that you are, even though you're a Canadian, it's a good thing you're not a Canadian trucker, because then potentially you could have your bank accounts frozen, not your MetaMask frozen, but your bank account's frozen. So anyways, but you live a long ways away from Canada now.
That's
so,
right. That's right.
Anyways, good chatting with you, my friend. And for everybody who's watching the show, hey, make sure you subscribe to the show. Leave a comment. We love to hear from you. We read all the comments for sure. And if you like today's video, please smash that like button. Michael, any final comments?
Nope. Just subscribe to the channel and like it. You know, let's go for as most like ever on any like video.
Fantastic. All right, everybody. We will see you soon.
Bye for now.